Alrighty, looks like it's time to go. Hello! Oh wow, I've got all sorts of glare from the sun pointing directly at me, don't I? There's a window right above me. Well. But anyways, hello. We are going to make some dice today. I'm just trimming off some last minute little bits from this tray. We're going to do, hopefully... Hi, Jen! How are you? You made it! I know Saturdays... I was going to say Saturday stream you can make. I know Saturday's streams usually aren't the best for you. Where is... I need to get somewhere in here. There we go. How are you doing? I'm hoping it's not going to be a super long stream. I do have a few projects here that, you know, we're going to try and kind of finish up, but your sister-in-law is getting married. Oh, yes. So you're too busy sitting in a hotel room instead of working. Oh, wow. So it's, I didn't realize that the wedding was this soon, because I guess you got your shoes in and everything. I saw photos of the shoe options. Oh, my ear's doing a weird thing. Like, I'm talking and it's just, like, making weird noises at me. My ear is. But, okay, I just want to make sure that this is kind of roughly flat. Roughly flat, yeah. It is very lumpy. You got everything in time. Yay! You can kind of see the texture there. But I want it to not be above, like, the mold, because I don't want it to stick out strangely when I put the last, you know, layer or two on. But the plan is I'm going to actually add like a dark brown now. So there's all sorts of flowers up top and some other sticks and leaves and things, but a lot of flowers up top. And then I have this dark green sort of grass stuff. And I did a couple layers of that. And then I'm going to do a layer of like a brown earth tone stuff, just to be kind of a background to even to that. And I think, honestly, that dark brown will make the lighter colors of the flowers and everything show up better. So that's the plan. Here, this is the mixing cup that I used for the green stuff. Right. But let's get our mixture figured out for the earth. And I have kind of strange things that I use usually to kind of simulate dirt. One of which is, coffee grounds. I knew this would be an issue. Why did I do this? Why did I take the lid off? I didn't need to take the lid off, but I did take the lid off. And this is just what happens. Okay. We'll just pay no attention to the coffee grounds all over the table. All right. But I wanted enough of these. Well, so I like the coffee grounds because they give a lot of texture. Here, actually, I think I have a paint chip of coffee grounds somewhere in here. I'll pull out some of the things that we're using. Here it is. Yeah, so there's, you can see it with the light behind it. It's got it for a second. There you go. You can see there's a lot of texture there with the coffee grounds. It's not really like a color so much as a texture. But I like that texture for earth. And then actually the other two pigments that I'm going to use a little bit of, because this one has a lot of texture too. You can kind of see there's kind of an earthy texture there. This one's a little bit lighter though, and this one's cumin. And then for a nice dark kind of opaque brownish color, we're going to use cinnamon. So we're just using all of the spices and various food things to make our earth, make our dirt. But I think I want mostly coffee grounds because I want it to be mostly kind of that textured dark brown color. So we're going to put quite a bit of that in here because I'm thinking I'm going to need, there's a big lump in here. Let's get that out, because that's just going to get in the way. I don't even know what that is. It looks like a rock in my coffee grounds. Actually, no, it's part of a bean. But actually, it might not be bad. I just don't want it to be sticking out of the bottom. That'd be bad. So I'm thinking I'm going to want almost 30 milliliters of resin with this, and I want it to be fairly saturated, so we're going to put quite a bit of this in here. How high do we want to go? Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit more. So this is just one of the less interesting things we're going to work on today, I think. Well, I don't know. I'm going to try and do some kind of easy designs today. Ones that, like, I already have kind of planned out and I know are going to kind of work. Let's see. You've purchased all of your friends' Christmas gifts and defeated Christmas. It's like a final boss battle. I have done, like, none of my Christmas shopping. I need to do Christmas shopping. I'm not a... I just want to add to them. Jen! To be fair, I'm still working on the Jumbo D20. Oh no! Hi, Robbie. Do you need some help off of the floor there? Welcome. This is probably a slightly better time for you, even if it is on Saturday. I don't know how Saturdays are for you. Alright. We're going to try and get some... I'm making some dirt. None of which is dirt. It's all various kitchen things. Leave you there. Alright, as long as you're comfortable. I don't know. I'm one of those people that just likes lying on the floor, so I can't really talk. Like, I don't know. There's something calming about just laying on the floor. Maybe I'm weird. Although I know some people are like claustrophobic. You're up until 3 last night. Alright, I take back. I rescind my statement about this being at a more reasonable time for you. Because apparently it does not matter. I was gonna say though that, like, I'm that person that loves being in, like, cardboard boxes. You like laying on the floor too. Alright, and I'm not the only one then. But no, I don't know, there's something about, like, just, like, hanging out in a cardboard box. It, like, I don't know, maybe it's just because it makes everything, like, a little bit quieter. You feel like you're protected from all sides. Cardboard is, like, not super stiff, so there's a little bit of, like, padding there. So I don't know, that was always that. I was gonna say kid, but even now, if I get, like, a big appliance box or something, I'll just hang out in it. Alright. Oh, I need a little bit of that for this as well. I need to make a sphere that's kind of earthy. Alright, we'll put our coffee bean in there. Because it kind of looks like a rock. Alright. So we've got kind of our dirt mixture. Imagination. Alright. So we've got that. I've got all of my... Actually, it's probably good that I have my paint chips out. So I've got... Oh, let me run you through what we're going to be doing. I made these dice... Sunflowers? I feel like sunflowers would be rather big for dice. I have quite a few flowers, though. I have some pretty orangish yellow ones. I can show you what I have. Or are you thinking for a tray? I don't have any, like, actually, wait. Do I have some sunflowers? Just a second here. Let me just check something. I might have something over here. Yeah. I don't think I have sunflowers, but I do have, like, larger yellow flowers. I don't know what this is in the context of. Oh, petals also work? Yeah, I don't know if I have any, like, sunflower things, though. I just have some, like, yellow flowers. I have these pretty orange ones as well. Are you thinking something for a friend? Because if we need to, we can always order stuff. If you want sunflowers or something, I could probably order things. I feel like that'd be easy enough to get. Oh, okay, I think we could get sunflowers that would be small enough for a tray. All right. Good. All right. So let me run through the plan. So I made these on stream. Was it on Wednesday? I think it was on Wednesday. I made these on stream. See if I can. They're purple and green. But a couple of them didn't turn out. They ended up with big gaps in them. And also, I feel like I have a better idea of how to do this design now. I'm going to change some things up. And so I'm going to kind of try remaking these, but I'm going to kind of fix the design a little bit. So we're going to put the green with the like iridescent sheet in there first, and I'm just going to kind of change it up just a little bit, just because I think I can do it better than this. Which, you know, these didn't turn out, well, these turned out, but a couple of them didn't. So it kind of works out. Then, let's see, I've got a couple of little things. I have a new blue ink that I just want to make a test chip of, because I haven't yet. I have a keychain that I'm going to be making. I basically made this keychain before, and the person wants a new one. So I'm gonna try and match a design that I did before. We'll see how it goes. And then I have another set of dice that I don't have a complete plan for. My only thought is I want to do some sort of dirty pour. So that's where you put all of the colors into the same container and then pour that resin into the molds with some warm colors. That's all that I have kind of in my head, because I feel like I don't have as many warm toned dice. Well, maybe I do. I don't know, what do I not have a lot of? Yeah, I don't know, I feel like something warm tone would be nice. No, I'll always remember you, Robbie. Don't drown. We could do, I don't have like a ton of like neutrals really either. We could do something maybe with some like golds and coppers. I mean, I could do something that's like kind of gold and copper and silver. Go that kind of direction. Oh, I kind of like this. Well, it's called Super Russet, but it's kind of like a pinkish, like a very reddish, shimmery one. That one's kind of nice. But I'm looking for ideas, because I don't know what I want to do. Except that I want to do a dirty pour of some sort. And there's lots of options here. We could try something with this. Ooh, you know what we might do? Okay, this is not, okay. For your commission, Jen, we were doing a mix of colors. What if I tried doing that mix of colors as a dirty pour for a set of dice? I need to go and remember what those colors were. That would be in my email. No, it wouldn't be in my email, it would be in my Discord. See, this is the thing. Now that I've moved off of Etsy, I have messages with people like everywhere. But I know it had these two colors, and then it had the phthalo blue, and there was another one, and I can't remember what that fourth color was. Don't remember. But to be fair, I guess I could pull something that's not exactly the same and put it in there. But I feel like that would be kind of, they're kind of interesting colors, and it gives me something different to try that I wouldn't necessarily try on my own. Okay, let me find the, okay, just a second, let me, Nope, nope, that's... I've gone too far. Okay. Oh, and then it was the graphite. So I think we might end up with kind of an interesting, spacey sort of one. Yeah, okay. So that was these 4 colors, which could be kind of interesting if we did that. I'm curious to see actually how these will look, because these are not colors that I would necessarily usually put together, because there's just a lot of like warm and cool tones. Here, let me show you. Let me do this a little bit closer so you guys can see the colors here. That's these, and this one is like a multi-chrome, so it's like very orangish, but then it like shimmers blue and red and pink and stuff. It's kind of a purple at a certain angle. This one's also kind of that way. It's like orange at this angle, and then it's like very russet red. To be fair, that one kind of matches this one really well. Might be, I don't know, do we want to do any sort of ink? So like instead of the blue here, we could do like a blue ink on the top. To be fair, I don't know what this blue is going to look like yet. I don't know what that blue is going to look like yet. Which blue is it? Where is that blue? That's this one. This one's a lot more greenish instead of purplish. But I kind of like the addition of this one. I feel like this one adds. This one's kind of good in there. It matches like this really well, and it kind of matches this really well. I think probably not the blue ink. It doesn't match the blue, but let's maybe try these colors. We're gonna do just a whole bunch of mica powders. I feel like there's kind of 2 different ways to do dirty pours, at least that I know. There's one where you have a whole bunch of different colored resins that you put into the same cup and then pour into the mold. And then there's also where you take resin and then you put ink on top of that resin and pour that into the mold. And you get kind of different effects. That's what I've found. If you put ink on top of the resin and pour that in, you end up with kind of like striations and lines through the resin, or kind of a marbled sort of effect on the outside of the dye. It's kind of what it looks like. Do I have an example here? I probably have an example somewhere here. Let me look. This is an example of the other. Huh. Well, this will work. These are ugly, but it'll work. I mean, they look great. They're not my favorite. So this had like white ink. This had white ink that was dripped on top of the resin before it was poured into the mold. So you can see there's a lot of like lots of little thin lines and kind of a marbly look. Whereas this one had a whole bunch of different colored resins that were put into the same cup and then poured in, and so it's a lot more kind of smooth. I feel like there's not as many like sharp lines or anything. It's very kind of soft lines in between the colors. So if we do it like this is going to end up with kind of this softer look a little bit. And that's part of the reason I wouldn't normally put these colors together, is because they might make kind of brown. But I don't know. I think it could be interesting. Yeah, that's part of the berry candy. Well, I can't remember. I can't remember what I was calling it, and then I posted a photo of it in the Discord, and everyone was just like, "That is a berry candy, and I want to eat it." Yes. I'll need to specify, I guess, on that listing that it's not to be consumed. But let's do these colors. So let me grab these out. Yeah, I do like that. This is a set I'll hopefully have ready for December. It's in my thing to be done by December, but yeah, they're very like purpley, and they've got some like kind of goldish shimmer in there. I like this set. I like doing dirty pours. I think they're fun. I think that you end up with interesting things. Okay, There's that. There's that. Here's this. And then let's see, these last two. This one is Pearl X Super Russet. Where do I have this? Is that this one? No, that's Super Copper. Where do I have Super Russet? Where is this one? I'm looking on my... Just so you have enrichment in your enclosure, is that what's going on? Where is this color? I'm wondering if I have something, I have it mismarked and it's not actually this brand. That seems strange. That would seem strange though. This one, yeah, those are bronze and copper. And this one's supposed to be russet. I can show you what I'm looking at. I'll show you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at all of my pigments here. I have them, oh, is it this one? Ah, there it is. I thought that was a different container. I was very confused for a moment. I thought that this was a different brand, and I was just like, I don't know, where did those colors go? Put these back. Alright, so that's this one. And then this one is one of the different multi-chrome ones. Red, orange, yellow, green. That's this one. Cool. So there's all of those. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So let me set this out of the way. We'll set all of our pigments over there as well. So let me just, yeah, those are, I don't know, I think those are kind of interesting colors together. I think that might be cool. All right, pigments. I think I have all of my stuff laid out for everything. I have a couple things here. I have some more little eyes that I want to, I've gone ahead and painted them, but I want to put, resin there. I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of put them in the mold so that they're face up. I don't know, something like, I put them on the ends of the, like, I don't know. This is a mixing cup that I broke a hole through the bottom of it. But I don't know what the best, no. I think maybe some ring molds here or something. So here, maybe something like this. So I have some like long pendant molds that are not just the crystal shaped ones. These ones are square. I'm wondering how well this would work. And then I can kind of wedge this between two other molds to keep them upright. That's my thought. But this will at least keep them flat because they have like a thing on the back for actually attaching them to like a plushie. I'll leave that one on there. I think that one will honestly work a little bit better. All right, got those. Yeah, those are going to be fun to try and keep upright. All right, so let's get all of our pigments put into our little mixing cups, and I think we'll be good to go. I'm trying to keep it kind of simple today. I woke up with a little bit of a headache this morning, which is just kind of annoying. So if we can keep it simple, and I don't know what I'm gonna do after this, to be fair. Probably something to exacerbate the headache. Let's be real. Probably nothing to help the headache. Okay. So here's our iridescent sort of sheeting. And let's start putting this. We're gonna make one. Hello! Hi back, I'm Liz. Yeah, so we're just gonna make some little crumpled up balls of the iridescent sheeting. If I can get it cut. And I want one for each of the. You almost drowned. You're standing there with your mouth open and water filled your mouth. I like the fish emoji you used to show that. I feel like it's yeah. Great visual visual. All right. I don't know. That's just the sound that expression makes. I feel like. Alright, let's get our last couple. I've got, I think, the D4 and the D2 left. I do need to figure out, I think the D2 I need very little on. Because it's going to be kind of, I want it to lay kind of flat-ish. Yeah, I want it to be kind of crumpled, but also kind of flat. So we'll do just a little tiny piece. Little tiny piece. So we've got those, and then let's get our mixing cups going. So, oh, my phone just buzzed. I forgot to silence it before the stream. Alright, so we're gonna have, I have everything in random places scattered around the table, so I don't have anything laid out in any sort of meaningful location. Any plans lately? Plans for just like things I'm doing, or like things that I'm doing as it relates to resin stuff? Or I feel like plans is very broad. Life. Well, let's see. I have a couple of things that I'm sort of working on for the store. I've got a couple of advent calendars that I'm trying to finish up. I want to have them done enough that I can post them for sale at the beginning of November. And then I need to be able to have them shipped before December, because they're advent calendars. So I'm working on those. And then I have I'm waiting on some different resin that has some different properties, and then I have hopefully something cool coming, depending on how that works. I'm not making any promises because I don't know how well it's going to work. We're going to do some experiments. But let's see, life-wise, I'm starting to think that I should find some sort of secondary income, but I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Not sure. Because, man, I really enjoy working for myself. If I could find maybe some sort of secondary income that's also working for myself. I was debating actually trying to set up some sort of recording studio in my house. Trying to do some voiceover work. Oh, I don't actually want a lot of this. I just want some of this. So this is just a blue shimmer, and it's going to be mixed with some purple shimmer mixed with purple pigment. Because I think that, so there's that. Do it. Man, I don't know. It's the same sort of thing that I had with when I ordered my masters for my dice. It took me forever to decide that I was going to, because, masters are fairly expensive, and I was just kind of at that point where it's just like, I'm probably not going to, like, sell any or get all that good at it. What's the point of me getting masters made? And finally I was just like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And now I'm here. But I don't know, it's another one of those things where I just don't want to try and figure out how to do it. I'm sure once I started doing it I could do it, but it's figuring out all of the equipment that's needed, how to set it up, what the process is towards, you know, I don't know. I guess it's the same with anything, though. You'll be my hype man. Thank you. I appreciate that, Robbie. But, I don't know. There's other options out there. I was debating looking into being like a paraeducator, maybe. Which could be cool. Got that all figured out. Those. Okay. Got that and that. Alright, let's get these figured out. But I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like it might not work out, so do I want to even try sort of thing. Which is, you know, I don't know. That's maybe not the best attitude. Oh, there is a cat outside my window. Hello. Hi. Hello. I don't know if you can hear him yelling out there. The thing is that, oops, I just dropped, where did my, oh, there it is. I accidentally blew on the sheeting over here. I was going to say, the thing is, that is actually what he's here to say, is that because he'll come over to the window if he knows that I'm here, and he'll meow at it to let me know that he needs in upstairs. The problem is I'm working at the moment. Buddy, you gotta go upstairs. Let's get him in. It's okay. That's okay. He'll be fine. This one has random blue glitter there. Let's not grab that one, maybe. He's just sharpening his claws out there now. But if you hear a cat meowing, that's probably what you're hearing. This just fits right outside the window, letting me know that he needs inside now. Please and thank you. Go upstairs. So you know, we let him in in the back door. One of the, I feel like, early indicators that he's ready to come inside is Koshi will start meowing. Because if she sees him out there, she gets super excited and will start like meowing at the back door. And she doesn't usually meow. It's one of the few times that she meows. So if we hear Koshi meowing, usually it's an indicator that Fitz is waiting at the back door ready to be let in. It's very cute, yeah. And then she has to go like follow, like he always comes inside and then goes straight for like the food dish. And she'll always just like follow him and like sniff him and be like, where have you been? It's very cute. They're very excited that he's back inside. The other cats are. And that's good enough. Let's see here. What do I have left? I have that multi-chrome one. Let me put that in here, I think. He's still just laying in the window well, staring at me. I mean, I feel like that's fairly normal for the cats, though. All of my cats are so sweet. Like, I don't know. People say that cats are like aloof or something, but like as soon as I sit down anywhere not is in my lap, or you know, the cats. Maybe cats aren't necessarily as in your face snuggly as dogs are. But, like, if I'm in a room, more often than not, the rest of the cats want to be there with me. This is the time, it's 2:30 a.m. and you're still just chilling in your chair. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Let's see, what did I do last night? Because I went and made some molds. I have some brand new molds over here. But I went and made some new molds last night. I'm making some more not, and then, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I made some more molds last night. I'm making some more, molds for my for the jumbo dice, because I have one set with the highest number at the top, and then I've got a couple extra like D20s and D6s, because I figured, you know, people are gonna get single jumbo dice. It'll probably be D20s and D6s. But I don't have a set of jumbo dice molds with the highest number on the bottom, which can be useful for certain designs. And so I started, hi Nerd Holla! So I started making a set of jumbo dice molds with the highest number at the bottom yesterday. What was I saying about? They're so pretty. All the pretty multi-chrome things. There's so many pretty pigments out there. I was chatting with a couple other dice makers at one point, and I was like, man, it'd be really cool to have like a dice maker convention thing with or just maybe just a resin convention thing with what was the word I was looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Vendors there. And they're like, yeah, that'd be cool to go like get dice from each other. I'm like, no, you misunderstand. I mean like pigment and inclusion vendors. And they're just like, oh no, I would spend so much money. Oh, this is literally this color. It's just like, I know. It's a terrible idea, but also a good idea. It's like, you have to ask if you can commission from me? Of course you can commission from me. If it's something, you don't necessarily need to buy the inclusions. Depending on what it is, I can get it. What are you thinking of getting though? Because that'll affect the listing and stuff. Bought them anyways. All right. I know there's rarely talking you out of it. Okay. And this one's gonna be the black one. Actually, we can use this for the black one, I think. Yeah, more often than not with like commissions and stuff, if it's something that's super easy to get and not like too expensive, I'll just order things myself. I think I'm gonna be doing that at some point here. I need to get some like, I want to get some little tiny starfish and stuff, but then if it's like something that's super specific. Okay. Sounds good. We could do a D20. To be fair, depending on what, yeah, you might want to wait to order it. I don't know if all of the options are available on my website at the moment. That's one of the reasons that it's good to message me first too, because my new website is kind of slightly different. I have to like kind of manage the listings a little bit more for my commissions, because there's no way to set up like a total number of items for all of the different variants. You have to set it up individually for each variant, and so I usually have it set up where I have like one of the complex available and two of the other kind available, and then I don't always restock that once people order things, even though technically I just want to have 5 available of any of them. It's called quantity. Well, the problem is that it won't let me put a total quantity for the, what did I say? What did I say instead of quantity? But yeah, it won't let me put a total quantity. All right, let's call this good. So we're going to be doing a dirty pour here, and it's going to be about 30 milliliters. And we've got about 5 different cups here. Do we want the same amount of each color? That's the real question. I'm going to assume yes in this case. I want roughly the... Oh no, I have a different cat. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying. It just means that I gotta, like, manage it a little bit more, but it's okay. The thing that's getting me at the moment is I'm trying to figure out how to do reviews on my site, because I'd much rather have it where all of my reviews were in one spot, because there's a knot outside my door, speaking of the cat. Should we let the cat come in and say hello? But I'm trying to figure it out because I have a lot of like one-off items, so it doesn't really make sense for the reviews to be on those individual items. Yeah. Hello, would you like to come say hello? Come here. Come here. Come say hello. Come say hello to the people. Come say hello. Oh, here, just a second. Let me move it too. Come say hello to the people. She's so tiny. She's such a tiny kitty cat, and she's full grown. She weighs like half as much as Koshi does. Yes, I know, you want to go. Where are you going? Not. She's actually probably grown into one of the, like, chiller cats that I have. Like, this is the one that, like, if you sit down anywhere, like, if I sit down anywhere, she's just in my lap. Hello. She's a shoulder cat. Are you going to stay on my shoulder? Are you going to stay on my shoulder? If you stay on my shoulder, you can hang out for a little bit. You going to stay on my shoulder? Yep, if you stay there, you can hang out for a little bit. Yep. She's the only cat that I've ever had that's been kind of a parrot cat. Like, hello. I don't know. I've seen like pictures and stuff of cats that like to like hang out on their owner's shoulders, but she's the first cat I've ever had that actually does. Except, are you thinking of popping down? Oh, she's so cute. She's purring a little bit. Hi. Oh, I was going to do some math. Yes, hello. So, a full set of dice is about 30 milliliters of resin. We have 5 different colors here, and if you want to do an equal amount of each one, then, you know, we can. Hello, 30 divided by 5 is 6. So we have about 6 milliliters of each color of resin. So, well, it'll be about 5. So we're not going to actually need a lot. Not actually going to need a lot of the pigment, I don't think, because it's not actually that much resin. Hello. Hello. You want to come sit on my lap? She's so cute. There we go. Yeah, go ahead and settle down. You will have to go before I pour resin, because that's not good for you, but you can hang out there. Alright, I think we want enough that, yeah, I'm not going to need a lot, but I want enough that it is pigmented. So, hello. Are you trying to bite my face? Alright, just a second. I'm sitting on a stool, so, nope, I can't sit cross-legged. Sorry. Sorry, you have limited lap space. I can't sit cross-legged on the stool. Yeah, I think there's probably enough pigment like that. I'm mildly distracted now that there's a kitten here. The tail. Alright, so there's our phthalo blue. Let's do our shimmery black color. Find a stir stick for this. This works. Yeah, this will be fine. This is not for you. Hello. So this was just going to be a shimmery black. I might add a little bit of black alcohol ink with this. I don't know yet. Depends on how, like, not opaque, or not opaque, but like saturated in color, because this is more of a glitter. Oh, baby. Oh. I think you gotta leave now. Oh. Well, remind me to kick her out before we actually pour resin. She just went to go sleep on the chair at the table behind me. But I don't want her in here when we're gonna have, you know, toxic fumes or anything. But she's just gonna lay there. She's the only cat that's really, like, allowed in my brother's room. Because all the other cats like to just crawl into things, and she'll just lay down on the bed and hang out. She's cool, just chilling. Like a villain. Okay. If we need to add more pigment once we actually get going, that's fine. That will be fine. There's a little piece of resin. If you've ever wondered why I have cat hair everywhere, that would explain it. To be honest, I think I bring a lot of cat hair down here just on my clothes. Probably just on this, like, fluffy sweater that I'm usually wearing. Pro gamer move. Nah, couldn't be the reason, no. Alright, I'm gonna add up some of this shimmer. I actually think I'm gonna want a little bit less of this one. I don't think I need a lot of this one. Partially because this one I don't think is gonna have, it's not gonna have much color to it, it's just gonna have a shimmer to it. Kind of like the black one where it's not, I don't know. I think it would look better with, it'll look better over some of the other colors because it's not gonna have like a lot of a background color, I don't think. Alright, and then let's do our last one here. And this is our, like, this one, let's see. It's always hard to show off the kind of shimmery multi-tone colors on the stream, I feel like. But this one is rather pretty. I do feel like it's kind of an odd orange color. Pigment. Like, it has like a very orange undertone, which is kind of strange. When you were walking, you were listening to dark music with a fast beat to pump you up. Ooh. Is there a certain band you were listening to? Because that sounds like fun music to listen to. I like things with a fast beat, and I'm always looking for like more music to listen to while I sand dice. Usually I'm listening to something that, like a YouTube video or a podcast or something, but when I'm sanding dice down here, it's a little bit harder to do. Oh, just a Spotify playlist. Okay. I should just look at more Spotify playlists, to be honest. Is that all of our pigments? Pigments? No. No. Last up, I have a different dirty pour that I'm doing, and that one is for this. This one is, like I said, it's going to be a keychain that is going to be replacing an existing one. So let's find a mixing cup here for some gold. What's a good mixing cup for some gold resin? There's one for some gold resin, and one for some clear resin with some gold foil in it. So, the plan here is to have mostly clear resin with some gold foil in it. Key gotta go soon. I know. We'll finish pouring the pigments into their little cups, and then Key gotta go. She's so cute though. Huh, I think the bottom of this cup might just be gold resin now, which is fine as long as it stays there. Okay, that's fine. As long as it actually stays attached to the bottom of the cup, that's fine. I just don't want it to like break off and have little tiny pieces of gold resin. A different color gold resin. We're gonna go for kind of a darker gold color. It's looks kind of a strange color in the container, and then like every time I use it and I put it with something else, I'm just like, ooh, this is a nice gold. Like it's kind of funny. Like it's just like, looks so muted, and then like it just looks so good with other things. We're not going to need very much of this at all. This is not a very large thing that we're making here. And I don't want so much that it overpowers everything. Actually, how much? Yeah, according to I have a little cheat sheet that I drew up a long while ago, where I kind of measured how much resin goes into one of these. This is about 2.5 milliliters. So we really don't need much, you know, resin here. But let's get this cleared out, and I can put some gold foil in here. Oh, you ready to leave? You ready to head out? Alright, bye-bye. She's such a good kitty. She's left now. She went and walked over to the door and stood there for a moment, waiting for me to let her out. You know, so we originally all of my cats are named after various literary and podcast characters and stuff. And we named Not after the Critical Role character. And we named her that because when we got her, she was very skitterish. When we first got her, she hid underneath my bed for like 2 days. She was just terrified of everything, but she was also like a little bit of a kleptomaniac. Like, there was so many cat toys that ended up under my bed. She was just like taking things and dragging them under. I know, she was a barn cat. She was a barn kitten. So I don't know how used to people she was. I didn't actually pick her out. I had a friend who had picked her up for someone who was going to adopt her. I don't remember. It was someone that the friend of mine knew that lived out in the country. They went and picked up the kitten because someone wanted to adopt the kitten, and then the person never showed up. And so my friend called me like, hey, could you watch a kitten? Because she has dogs. So, you know, she's like, I don't think it would work out well at my house. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and drop off the kitten. And I mean, it was supposed to be a temporary thing, but I knew it wasn't going to be a temporary thing. So, of course, we named her, and she was my kitten now. But, no, she was apparently like a barn kitten, so I don't know how much she had been around people. And it was funny, we finally got her, like, she had hid under the bed for like 2 days. I had put food and water under there, and we had a litter box. I moved a litter box over near there for her. But after 2 days, finally, I just picked her up by the scruff of the neck, and I set her on the bed, and from that point out, she was fine. Like as soon as like I picked her up by the scruff, she was just like, oh, okay, this is mom now. I get it. And was just A-okay and became like the cuddliest little thing. And she's still so cuddly. I don't need a lot of this, I don't think, because like I said, I'm going to have about 2.5 milliliters of resin. Let's add this piece and not this piece, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. A lot of this is going to get covered up anyways, I think, by the ink that we're going to use. So we're going to be using a pink, and I think this is the green that I used. I'm pretty sure. Because it was a good green, and this is a good green. Yeah, secret button, pretty much. Pretty much. It was just like, suddenly she was just fine. Suddenly it was just like, oh, okay, I understand now. You're fine. You will take care of me. I don't know. It was honestly kind of funny and strange how quickly she turned around from there. Yeah. But she is such a little sweetheart. Oh, the other reason that we named her Not is because, and she still kind of does this, is if there was like toes or fingers near her, she would just attack them. Not in like a malicious way, but in a we're playing way. And still, every once in a while, I can see that she wants to bite my chin. She's done that at least once. I think she's done it twice. I was not happy about it. Just like you. We pick you up by the scruff and suddenly you're super chill. Is that how it works? Okay, I think we have everything. I'm gonna set these out of the way. Those are the purple and green ones. I think we have everything ready to go. So, oh, no, I am missing one thing. You're a sweetheart, but that's what, yeah, that works too. I mean, sorry, I'm just imagining some sort of friendly giant picking me up by like the hood of my sweatshirt now. It's like, I don't know what I'd do. Okay. We're actually not ready to go because I've realized I don't have a clean mixing cup. I really need to clean up my workspace. I say that every time, but it's like I just haven't gotten around to it. See you run around town. Okay. So, to clean these off, it's not super difficult to clean these off. I got some tape. I hear a cat outside again. I don't know why. Just remain still. Remain calm. We need you to remain calm. Alright. And then I just use this to get all those little pesky resin pieces off. I don't know why I randomly sometimes just like move to like a southern accent or something. I really don't live in the South at all. I live in the Pacific Northwest. It's so different from yeah. To be fair, like, I've talked about this before because, like, language and stuff fascinates me. Don't break the illusion. But language and stuff fascinates me, and it's just like, I don't know what sort of accent I have, like, what makes the way that I speak unique, because, you know, I'm so used to it, I don't even think about it. I think I remember reading once that we have a more loose speech here to a certain extent, but I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, but I think about that as also being kind of like, I think of like Yaldav, like that sort of like conglomeration of words. I would think of being as more like a southern thing, something like that. But like at the same time, what was it I was thinking of the other night? Like whatcha? I say like what you doing? Like what are you doing? But I say whatcha. You know, there is a lot of that sort of. But I mean, I assume that that's a local thing and not just a me thing. But I don't know. You pick it up around the people you live with, but if... What? If no one talked to you your whole life, what would your accent be? If no one talked to me my whole life, I wouldn't have an accent because I have no concept of language. Like... What is this strange thing? Or is this some sort of riddle or joke that I'm just not picking up on? I was very confused, to be fair. I was like, no talk, what? It makes more sense with no one. To be fair, I guess to be fair, part of it is, another thing I was reading was that the sort of accent that I have is kind of used a lot in like film and like news broadcasts and stuff too. And if you grew up with wolves, you would howl and grr. Maybe, yeah. Now we've got I'm grabbing a stir stick here. All right, now we're ready to pour some resin. So I gotta mix some cup, but I need some gloves. I might need to order some more gloves. I looked into like reusable silicone gloves at one point, but it looked like I wouldn't have as much dexterity with them, so I'm back to I stuck with the nitrile, I don't know, gloves. Accent could be passed down partially by genetic memory too. Interesting. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense to me because like language, like there's different languages have different sounds in them. Like there's certain sounds that you just don't make in English. Like we don't have a ton of guttural sounds or nasal sounds. It's like when I took French, like the sound like doesn't really exist in English. Like de rien. Like there's so many sounds in that just don't exist in English. The ch, the like guttural sound, and the nasal sounds. So it would make sense to me that like if people lived somewhere for long enough that they would maybe adapt somehow to be able to create certain sounds easier. I don't know. I know that's not really how things work, but you know, there is going to be differences, and because like if I'm trying to speak French, I'm not fluent in French, but if I'm trying to speak French, I hold my mouth in a completely different way. Like I have kind of, I don't know, it's more in the back. Talk about speaking with your gut. And I think that's part of the reason that I can kind of fake like a French accent. Like I could probably fake doing a French accent because like I kind of know how I hold my mouth if I'm trying to speak French. All right, I am going to go a little bit muffled here, which is going to be probably a little bit harder to hear me one way or another. But better safe than sorry. So we're going to get this on. But you know, there's plenty of other languages. I just don't know. You also wanted to roll your R's in Spanish. You do kind of roll R's in Spanish. Like there is some rolling of R's. I actually had a friend in high school. Here, let me grab my resin. I had a friend in high school who took French because she couldn't. Oh, you couldn't. Yeah, I was gonna say I had a friend in high school who took French because she couldn't roll her R's. I can roll my R's just fine. Roll. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna be going quiet here for just a second because I can't talk and measure at the same time. But I will be right back. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves or make fun of me in the chat or talk. Tell me what my accent is. Oh, she's back. She's back outside the door. Can't come in now. this way. Alright. It'll take a minute to get this mixed so we can chat. You had a bard that rolled his R's for 30 seconds. Do you mean that when he was talking, all of the R's that he said in all of the words were rolled? Or do you mean that he just sat there and went for 30 seconds? Because I feel like those are two vastly different things. Yeah, I don't know. I can also buzz my lips very, very finely, like, because I played trombone for however many years. I haven't played trombone in a long while. I should really pull my trombone back out and play with it. Go and at least oil it so that it will continue to stay nice. It's been a while since I played trombone. I was never all that good at it, but I really enjoyed it. I wonder if I could pick it, how easily I could pick it back up if I were to pull my trombone out again. Because it has literally been a couple of years at least since I've played trombone. I'm sure that I would not have the range that I used to, because I probably don't have as much embouchure control, but, you know. Oh well. This is going to be a minute for stirring. Yeah, so the thing is, I would expect that you and I have fairly similar accents, Jen. I would think. I know we're in different areas, but I would think that we'd still have fairly similar accents. I don't know, though. I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll do some research into this. I want to know what, like, a Pacific Northwest accent is. Like, I don't know. Because I've heard that it's like a looser sort of speech, but at the same time, yeah, I say, what are you doing? So what are, but it's water. I say ya instead of you a lot, like how you doing? So like there is some of that like kind of looser speech, I think. Yeah, how are you doing? No, it's how you doing. I say doing instead of doing too. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Oh. Sorry, I'm still thinking about it. Like, I guess I just don't know. Do people say words? Like, are there people that, like, are there accents of people that do say, what are you doing? Like, are there accents where people say all of the words as written? Like, I feel like there's gotta be, but also, like, I don't imagine, like, where that would be. I have no idea. What are you doing? I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about. Interesting. I say interesting, too. I don't say interesting. I say interesting. It's like the doing. I drop G's, I guess. Maybe that is a thing. There's a YouTuber that I've watched who I know is from the Pacific Northwest, who says amazing. And that's like one of his things. And so I'm like, oh, okay, that's suddenly making sense to me. Maybe we just drop our G's at the end of ing. We say in instead of ing. Maybe that's a thing in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know. The thing is, like, a lot of, like, you know, I don't know, I guess people don't live in, like, completely sectioned off regions either. There's gonna be a lot of, like, overlap and stuff.
I was having a conversation about like generations the other day, and people from this year onwards are part of this generation type thing, and it's just like it's a continuum. It's not like years or have a whole bunch of sections. There's gonna be some overlap between people who were born in 1997 and born in 1998, even if one is considered a Gen Z and one's considered a millennial or something like that. Like, I do understand that a lot of the generational divide stuff, like, happened at some sort of big cultural thing, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like, I guess I'm technically, I'm right on the cusp of, I'm one of the younger millennials. And I guess, there's a big technology boom, really. Like, I grew up, I was probably one of the first generations that, like, really had the internet and stuff. First name back, last name again, no middle name. Yes, I'm back again. First name back, last name again. Hi, I'm still talking about language and also about how years are a continuum and not divvied up into neat little boxes, really. So there's interesting things about generational divide, but at the same time, a lot of the different like generations, like Generation X and Boomers and Millennials and stuff, are kind of divided up by some major events that would affect the culture. So like, yeah, I feel like Millennials were kind of a transitional. Time is wibbly wobbly. But I was just saying though that like we I remember like before the internet, sort of, not really. But I'm one of the younger. I'm probably one of the youngest millennials. I'm towards that end, but like, there's. I played outside a lot as a kid, but I kind of grew up with the internet, and I feel like, people in like Gen Z grew up with the internet. Like they haven't really known a time before the internet as much. And so I'm not saying I'm not young, but I'm saying that I'm one of the youngest millennials. Like if you look at like the years that are considered millennials, I'm towards the tail end of it. My brother's right on the cusp. My younger brother, like he could probably be considered either a millennial or like a Gen Z, but I don't know. But there is some generational differences because we've grown up with different technologies and different world events that have happened and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, time is a continuum. It's not in neat little boxes. There's going to be overlap between different years. Yeah, and then they change what is this in that generation. Yeah, exactly. It all blends together. And I think we're looking pretty good. Let me just scrape everything off one more time. Make sure that everything is mixed completely. Ooh, I don't think it is. I think I see some streaks in there. Yeah, there's definitely some little streaks in there. Let's keep doing this. But the way that I got on this topic is I was talking about accents and how, like, space is also, like land is also a bit of a continuum. Like, there's going to be some sort of transition probably. And I know that, like, you can have a completely different accent a town over from somewhere else, but it's not going to be just like, people in Oregon have this accent, and then people in Washington have this different accent. Like, there's people that live on the border of those two places that are probably going to be affected by both locations. But at the same time, I'm so if I say like Pacific Northwest accent, that would probably also fade into some other accents as well. And I'm curious how that would. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just that there's going to be a lot of overlap and stuff. Oh, there's still. Yeah, because I'm still mixing. Apparently, I didn't scrape the sides very well. I scraped the bottom as well. But I am still curious what. This is a mouthful conversation. Yeah. Yeah, this conversation sure is a mouthful. But I'm still curious what makes the accent that I have distinct. And I can't remember if you were here or not, but I was saying that I think maybe one of the things, and I think maybe this is something that's accent related to where I am geographically, is that like words that end in ing, so ing words, I say in instead. So like doin', I don't say doing, I say doin'. Yeah, interesting. I don't really say interesting. Oh, that's interesting. I do sometimes say interesting, I guess. But like it's interesting. I might say in, I might say ing. Conversation. No wait, that doesn't end in an ing. But like doing is what you doing. I'll say what you instead of what are. You know, there's a lot of dropped letters in there. But I don't know if that is specific to where I live or if that's just a lot of English does that. Or at least American English drops letters. Because I feel like that's not just where I live. I don't know though. I don't know. Is there anything that you can think of that is different between the way that I talk and you talk? Like, is there any like glaring differences in how we speak? Because I know we're from different time zones, so I would assume that we are from different places. If that's fair, that's fair. It's one of those things that like we don't necessarily think about too much, unless you're me, apparently. Yeah, and just standing making a cup of tea and thinking about how you say doing instead of doing. Alright, I think this is looking a lot more mixed. Let me just make sure there's no streaks in here. I think we're good. Okay, I think we're good. This is looking good. It's looking mixed. I'm just scraping off this to make sure that there's none like on the actual stir stick. Okay. I'm not seeing any streaks, I don't think so. I think we're good to go. All right. Let's start. Let's start. Yeah, you don't know the words you say all the time, so someone points it out. Let's see, what do we want to start with? This is going to be about 2.5. And this one needs just a little dollop. I'm going to start trying to divvy things up now. I don't like having a whole bunch of resin in just the one cup because it will start to set up a lot quicker because it'll get warmer quicker. So we want about 15 milliliters of this. And this is going to be green. I need to add some green to this. And this one's going to be purple. We're going to add some purple to this. Alright. Alright. Ooh, I think, how do I want to do this? So, these eyeballs, I think maybe I can do with this. Like people who use like 100 times. Oh. Just a second. Oh, that use like 100 times in one sentence. Yeah, that's fair. I definitely use like a bit. Like a bit. I'm just adding like 1 drop at a time. I'm trying to kind of fill up this eye a little bit. I don't want to fill it so much that it's going to overflow. Alright, there we go. I think that's good. I just want it to be kind of flush. I'm not going to try and dome it too much because I know that that will not end well. Don't mess up. Thanks. I think. Alright. Yep, I just added way too much resin. You know, right after you say that, of course. Just a second. Hold on. That's okay. We're okay. I had too much resin on my my stir stick here. I want just the barest amount. I want to do this a drop at a time because it doesn't take a lot to fill these up. There's that one. And our last one. Get off most of the... Okay, I need a little bit more than that. Alright. It's about 2 drops, it looks like. It's about the right amount for these. Oh, I actually need a little bit more on this one. I guess maybe those drops weren't quite as big. Alright, and we'll get those off to the side and out of the way. I might spritz them down. This one I might actually try and take a little bit out of, because it's trying to overflow a little bit. This is the one that I added too much to. And I need to kind of clean it up a little bit, I think. Alright, I think that might be a little bit better, but I do think I still need to clean that up a little bit. Let's see here, I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to try and wipe off some extra resin here. We'll probably clean that up a little bit more before I actually put it on the tray to go. Alright, so we got those. We've got these over here, so let's see, we wanted about 6 milliliters of each. Let's go 7.5 to all of these, and then just a little bit of this, I think. I think that'll work. Almost 7.5 at least. Because then that'll be our 30 there, and then we just have a little bit of the other one. Hopefully that'll give us a little bit of extra, actually. The nice thing about this is that I don't need an exact amount for this tray. I can just kind of put whatever is left in that tray. So we'll do that last, probably. Because if I need to add another layer to that, that's fine. I cannot see where the line is. There it is. And then just a little bit in here. Bloop. Alright. And then actually for this, I think about this, I want a bit. This one, I don't need a lot here. This is, probably about 7.5 of this. This is for a, thing that I have. This is for a Christmas thing that I've got coming up. Alright, I think add a little bit to this. This is gonna be our test chip. I don't need a lot in here. I just need enough that it'll actually like cover the bottom and not be super thin. I want it thin, but not super thin. I don't want it to like break or something. Alright, and then we can add our new blue color and see how it looks, because I haven't seen this blue yet. This is a new one. Ooh, it's nice. It's more of a like blue, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll end up comparing this, I'm sure, to the other blue colors once it comes out of the here. But got a nice blue color. There's our little test chip. I'm gonna spritz that down because there's a bunch of bubbles. Okay. Set that over here with our eyeballs that also will need to go in. And then the last of it is probably, oh, actually there's one more thing that I wanted to do. I will do that later. Okay. Okay. There's one more thing I was going to do, but I think I want the rest of this resin for this, so we're not going to. Yeah, we've actually got a little bit less than 20 left, which might not be enough resin for this, but we're going to try and make it work. We're going to end up doing another layer of resin, I'm sure, because this is not going to saturate this enough. I'm sure it's going to end up kind of lumpy, which is fine, but we'll make things a little bit more difficult. This is the dirt for our tray over here. Which is it's kind of strange to mix in because it like kind of ends up with the stuff on the, like ends up coated in our dirt mixture, which is coffee grounds, cinnamon, and some cumin, mostly coffee grounds. It ends up like coated in it, so then it ends up like a lump, and then it soaks in. It's very strange to mix. It reminds me of mixing some sort of like cookie dough or something with where there's flour. You end up with like the flour on the outside of it until it kind of works its way in. That same sort of like texture to it, where it's kind of a weird mix of dry things and wet things. Alright. Yeah, it's very kind of lumpy. Cookie dough. Yeah, exactly. It's chocolate. And I think I'm going to leave a little bit of extra resin in here in my mixing cup for now, just in case we need it for one of the other ones. You're already getting hungry and I'm not helping. Apologies. Apologies. Do you need to go grab something to eat, or did you just have lunch? I'll probably go grab something to eat after this. I got up, made myself a cup of tea, and then came down here. Oh, still got a little bit of a headache, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that would go away. But, yeah, I don't know. Last time you ate was 9 p.m. last night. Dude, go get some food. Food is good for you. Unless you're doing some sort of fasting or something, then, you know, I understand. But, food. Alright. We're getting pretty good on that. I'm going to let that... You got to cook. Oh, I get you. I understand now. I understand. Alright, we're going to do the green and purple ones first, because I want the... I don't want air bubbles. I want time for air to escape from these. Whereas with the dirty pours, they kind of stay more distinct if I do them a little bit later, so it kind of works out. Purple. So we're going to do our green and purple. And this purple, like I found that this purple pigment, like it looks kind of grayish when I'm like mixing it and pouring it into the molds, and then once it cures, it looks great. So, you know, it might look kind of not saturated enough or something, but that will hopefully be resolved once it actually cures. I do think I'm going to need more purple pigment, though. Oh, I was like, where did it go? It wasn't with my other ones, and that's because I set it out of the way. The other ones I still need to use. So the way I did this before is I put the purple resin in, and then I put the green in with the pieces. I'm going to put the green with the pieces in first and then pour the purple on top. I think that'll do a better job of having kind of like a more even amount of the two. And I'll probably make a little bit less of a mess, to be honest. So this purple just has a little bit of like purple shimmer in it. It's hopefully a kind of nice dark purple color. This one's green, and it has some multi-chrome flakes in it that are kind of like a green purple shift to them. Let's see, let me get this mixed up and I can show you. And I think maybe I made the green darker last time. I don't think I want to make it as dark as I did last time. I want to be able to see the multi-chrome flakes and the iridescent sheets that are going to be going in there. So I'm not going to add more green. I want it a little bit lighter color. But let's see. See if I can get it so you can kind of see. You can kind of see the little bit of purple and green in there. And a little bit of shimmer. It's not in focus, but honestly that probably makes it so you can see it a little bit better. Alright. So what we're going to do here is we've got our molds. Iridescent. It is a great word. Let me... Actually, let's go like this. So we're just gonna go down the line here. And we're going to dip our iridescent sheet into the green resin, and we're going to put that into the molds. And the goal here is to make it so that we don't end up with like a whole bunch of, well, I have these out of order, is that we don't end up with a bunch of air bubbles trapped in the iridescent stuff, because there's a lot of places for air bubbles to get trapped. So we've got our green, and let's try, I'm going to try dipping things. So we've got our iridescent sheet here, and I'm going to dip that in and try and get it coated as much as possible. And we're going to shove that into the mold. Excellent. And I'm just going to go down the line and do that for all of these. And try and get it so that there's no big air bubbles. This is kind of the same process I do when I'm doing florals quite often. I'll take my flowers and I'll dip them. And that's because there's also a lot of places for air bubbles to get trapped in like flowers as well. Plus they quite often have a bit of air inside of them. So I want to try and get them kind of saturated with the resin instead of just pouring the resin on top. Yeah, this is so much easier this way compared to the other way that I tried to do it where I put it in after I had the purple resin already in there. And this is working a lot better. Much easier to do. Plus I think I'm doing this a little bit earlier than I did last time. I think I waited for some reason when the resin was not quite as liquidy. I don't know why I did that, but this is much easier to do when the resin is more liquidy and I can actually like soak it a little bit easier. Going down the line. And I plan for the purple to be kind of dark enough that it's not going to matter too much if this ends up kind of just on the high number side. So it's, you know, these are maybe a little bit smaller than they could be. Like I could probably make these pieces a little bit larger, but if they only really end up showing on one side, it's not too big of a deal. Alright, the D2 here is going to be kind of a strange case, because it's not going to be quite as half and half as the others, just because of how it is. Alright, I've got quite a bit of green resin left, so let's add some of this to some of these, because like I can see in the D6 that it doesn't even have green resin all along the bottom, so let's add a little bit to some of these. So I want these to be about half and half. So we're going to probably need some more in the D20 here. Some more in the D12. And part of the reason I want to use up this green is because I want to make sure that I have enough resin, and I did just about the amount that I need. Like I did 15 of each, and it takes pretty close to 30 milliliters to do a set of dice. So I want to make sure that I am using what I'm going to need. I don't want to end up with too little of the purple later on, because I just didn't use enough of the green. So let's get our green into all of these. I think we could use some more of the D12. We'll put our last little bit into, like, I think the D10 maybe. Alright, and there's not a ton left, so I think we're good to go. And then we're going to move on to our purple here. I'm going to spritz this down. There's so many bubbles just on the surface here. And I think our purple's looking pretty dark. It has a good shimmer to it. I'm just going to pour this into all of these. Oops. I'm going to get the cat hair out of the way first. We don't need that there. So let's pour our purple in. And hopefully that will kind of rest on top of the green that's being kind of trapped underneath our iridescent sheet in there. Because hopefully that'll help keep some of the cat hairs. Yeah, cat hair with every, yeah. That's almost a running joke at this point, that you get free cat hair with every set of dice. Oops. Let's try to fill these up. And I'm kind of expect that I'll need to come back and add some more of this probably a little bit later too, as air bubbles rise to the surface. So I'm not kind of really overfilling them too much at the moment. I'm trying to just cover everything so that there's space, or that they're, you know, filled, and we can get that air traveling out. Alright. Yeah, there's definitely some air gaps that I can already see. And hopefully doing this now while it's more liquidy and more earlier on. Hello! Hello from Fancy Hotel. But this should hopefully give us some time to let things, you know, rise to the surface. We're going to put this... I'll put this off the side over here. Usually I put it on the other side, but don't have a lot of space over there at the moment. Let me just get these set off to the side. And we're definitely going to need that purple to put on the lids and everything. Let's put these down. Again, hopefully those air bubbles will start to pop. Oh, actually one more thing. This leftover green, the D20 from that purple and green set had a gap here that I think I can fill. Just a little bit of the leftover green. So I'm hoping that we'll fill that in enough. Alright. Alright, so moving on from that, let's maybe do... what do we want to do next? Probably one of our dirty pours, but do we want to do the keychain, or do we want to do the... do we want to do the keychain, or do we want to do the set of dice? I'm trying to think of what will make the keychain look better, if I do it first or last. Do the keychain? I mean, that's fair. I'm gonna mix these. You know, I know. So, yeah, I just wanna. I'm trying to think of what will make it look the best, and I'm not sure. I don't know that it's going to matter too much. I don't know that it'll matter too much. Let's do the, I'm just going to stir these up, but then let's do the keychain first, I think. We'll do the keychain first. And I think I'm going to add some black ink to the black shimmery, just because I think I want some more kind of opaque-ish colors in here. And that's not opaque, the black's not opaque, but it will give more of a background to some of these other colors. To be fair, this blue is opaque, but the others aren't as much. Probably could have added a little bit more pigment to some of these. To be fair, I still can. So let me set these off to the side. Let's do the keychain. So for the keychain, yes, paralysis by analysis. That's just the story of my life, though. So you know. So we've got our clear with our gold flakes in there, and then I'm making myself some kind of dark gold resin here. No, that's what I'm saying though about that. That's really what it is when I'm saying, I should figure out some sort of secondary source of income. That's where I'm at. Is I'm just like, I don't know what direction I want to go in. Like that's why I'm back to my monthly existential crisis of what am I doing with my life. Because I found this direction, and I was just like, excellent, because I really enjoy making dice and interacting with people and all that sort of stuff. And so it was really nice that I finally had kind of a direction to go. But now I'm a little bit back to the drawing board because I'm just like, I don't know what I should do. Alright, there's our gold. Let's get that out of the way. It's our kind of dark gold color. Let's set that over here. Alright, so for our dirty pour here, we have our clear gold and our dark gold, and then I'm going to add some pink, and a drop of pink, and we're going to add a drop of green, and I'm going to add a drop of, I'm going to try and do kind of like a half drop. It's not going to be, but I'm going to do a drop of white on either of those, and that will kind of almost make them brighter. And then we're going to pour that in. So let's see how this goes. I'm kind of trying to match a design that I made in the past. I think this might actually work out. I just need to make sure that I actually put enough resin in here. I don't usually like to scrape out my dirty pours, but I think it'll be fine. I'm going to get that last little bit of gold foil and everything in there. Alrighty. A little bit on the side. You can kind of see if you can kind of see some of the colors in there. I think that will be good. I'll set this over here with my other things that need to stay upright. Alright, and then we can move on to our, let's move on to our dirty pour over here. Alright, so we've got all of our colors. Let me get these open. But yeah, if you guys have, I don't know, what do you think I would be good at? I know that maybe you guys don't know me. You know me here, but you don't know necessarily everything that I can do or, what I'm like in my everyday life. But I don't know, what do you think I would be good at? That's the real question. Like, what sort of job would who are you? Yeah, pretty much. Alright, I'm going to put some of this black. I'm going to put some of this. I like artsy things. I want to do more artsy. Like, I'd love to, if I'm going to find a secondary source of income, I'd love to find something else that's artsy. Like, even if that's like working in a local museum or something. I don't know, that's just what I'm passionate about, I guess. I've always liked the arts. I'd love to do more, like, I've done a couple of gigs. I guess technically they were modeling gigs, which is weird to say. Costuming stuff. That'd be cool. I don't have a lot of textile experience, is the thing. Don't have a lot of experience. That'd be cool. Ice sculpture with a chainsaw. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's my true calling. So here's our colors. Kind of interesting mix of colors, but I think this might be cool. So let's try pouring this in and see what happens. Like theater assistant. Yeah, that would be cool. But no, I think like to find more. I'd love to find more like gig work like that. That was actually really fun. I think I'm gonna need to put some more resin in here. All right. So we did this on one side. Oh, Fitz is inside. I just heard him meow outside my door. This on the other side. Some of this one. Kind of russet color. I don't know, these dice might end up being strange or they might end up being cool. I'm really not sure. Some of this over here. And a little bit of some sparkle. And I'm gonna go down the line. I'm gonna add this to the D12. I feel like these are gonna be kind of spacey, but kind of like an orangey spacey maybe. I don't know. I feel like maybe they're mixing quite a bit. I maybe should have waited till things were a little bit thicker. I don't know. Let's put a little bit on the lid. And we're going to go down the line and continue doing this. This will be a good test kind of to see how these colors look too, because these are some colors I'm going to be using for a commission that I'm working on. That was quite honestly what I forgot to do, was to make more of little spheres for the tower gen. I was going to do that. I have my mold over here. What am I going to eat later? Oh man, I don't know. I think there's some leftover like barbecue stuff in the fridge. And like, there's some leftover mac and cheese in the fridge. I might have that. I like me some mac and cheese. I'm very lazy when it comes to food. Like, these are spheres. Yes, that's what I was going to do and I forgot. So I'll do those probably I'll do those Monday, and then send you over some photos. I need, the last thing that I really need to figure out, I need to figure out the spheres. I need to figure out the lightning. I'm just not sure still on how I'm going to do the lightning. I need to figure out what material I'm going to use. I need to figure out the material. Maybe that'll be a project for today after I'm done streaming, is figuring out what material I'm going to use for the lightning and how I'm going to cut it into the shape that I want it in. Because it's going to be very small. Alright, let's continue our process here. Some black. Some multi-chrome. Some russet, like the potato. Let's add a little bit more russet because we've got a lot of it left compared to everything else. Some phthalo blue. We've actually got quite a bit of that left also compared to everything else, so we're going to add a bit of that. And a little tiny bit of glitter. Just a little tiny bit. And this, I think I've probably added enough resin here for a couple of dice. So we might go down the line and do a couple. There's another D10. Yeah, I don't know. This might be cool, or they might mix. I'm still really not sure how these are going to turn out. These aren't colors that I would normally put together, but I feel like they could be cool. I need to grab some more resin. All right. This is part of the reason that I really enjoy doing commissions, to be honest. It's like I love getting ideas from people who like different things than me, or just have different ideas than I do, like for color combinations and designs. Like it's really cool. Like it's great for giving me ideas for things to do later too, because like I said, I probably wouldn't. The challenge too, that's true. And the other thing that I really like about doing commissions is I really enjoy being able to help someone take an idea out of their head and make it a reality. Because I know that, like, you know, I have ideas for things. I'm like, man, this would be a really cool drawing, but I know that I can't do it. And so, like, kind of being able to do that for someone else and take something that they're just like, man, I have this idea, but I don't have the skills or the equipment to do it, and being able to like help them make it a reality though is just cool. Like it's very rewarding. That's why you like doing comps. Yeah, I don't know. Commissions are very rewarding, I feel like. Plus, like I feel like usually with commissions, people are getting things that mean something to them. At least with the dice and stuff, like people are usually getting something for a character that's really important to them, or in Jen's case, she's getting something for some friends that are important to her, or you know, it's based on something that someone really likes, and there's just I don't know, it's cool being able to be a part of that, I guess. Like one of my favorite things, and this happens more on like Tumblr probably than anywhere else that I post things, but one of my favorite things is people like tagging their characters on like make something you hate. All right, perfect. Should I go grab the cat hair dice, or would those would you enjoy those? I'm not sure. They're only minorly cursed, I guess. But one of my favorite things is when people will like tag their what are obviously their characters on a set of like dice that I've made. It's just like I don't know. It feels very like I get to be part of something that matters to someone, and I like that. I like making something that's gonna matter to someone, even if it's just one person. Alright, there's the last of our silver here. The problem with that challenge, Robbie, is that in doing so, I'm creating a story for you, which means that you're going to end up appreciating, you dice that roll you nothing but 20s. Then all you really want is one, right, all you really want is ones, yeah. I try to avoid making weighted dice as much as possible. I have made some dice for commissions where I've straight up said, hey, I can do this, but they're probably not going to be weighted very well. Or, you know, I can't guarantee that they will be weighted well. I'll try to make them, you know, weighted as evenly as possible, but I can't guarantee that they will be. Like, I made a set fairly early on that had, like, little metal chains in them, and they looked super cool. But I was just, you know, I straight up said, hey, I'm going to try and get these suspended and as evenly spaced as possible so that it doesn't weight it too much, but this is metal, so I don't know that things are going to be weighted perfectly. And I had another one fairly recently that also had metal in it, and I had the same sort of like Okay, there's metal charms in here, and I'm going to try and center them as much as possible, but I cannot guarantee that these are going to be weighted really well. You love seeing people fail at dice rolls, it's hilarious. You know, I feel like sometimes, it depends on the roll, but sometimes it's more fun to fail. Like, I don't know, you can get some really funny story moments and stuff by completely biffing it. Like, sometimes a natural one is more fun story-wise than a natural 20. Alright. Just getting all of the colors in here, and we'll pour our D4 and our D2. But I don't have like a ton of Schadenfreude where I enjoy watching other people fail. I don't know. Depends on what it is. I don't know. I'd much prefer watching people be really good at things than watching people be really bad at things. I don't know. But there's your word of the day is Schadenfreude. There's a bridge in the dark ahead. You go to light your torch, but light the bridge on fire instead. I mean, it makes for an interesting story. That sounds like one of those choose your own adventure novels. I feel like those books always frustrated me, the choose your own adventure novels, because I feel like they were always set up in such a way that like the logical way to go would always end up in disaster, and it just wasn't. I don't know. I didn't find it fun. I'm like, I just want to know the story. I don't want to keep dying repeatedly in these adventure novels. I want some sort of story. I didn't read a lot of them as a kid, if you can't tell. But now I love like video games. Like I like watching video games. I guess I don't play a lot of video games, but you know, I like the ones where your actions affect the story. Like that's cool. Like I'm gonna bring up Undertale, which was forever ago now, I guess, but like that game was really cool in that like there were so many different ways that you could play it, and it would change the story depending. Like I don't know, that was just really cool to me. The real question is, do you run across or find a different? Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Like I feel like in the choose your own adventure novels, if you said that you go to find a different key, then like somehow that would be the wrong answer. Just like, man, I don't know what you want from me. Oh, Undertale? Undertale, like, I feel like it got so popular that people started ragging on it, but it is a very good game. It's one of those ones where it got popular, so suddenly it's not popular anymore. But no, it's a very good game. It does a really good job of being funny and kind of nostalgic with like the art style and stuff, but also like it is actually just a fun game. I didn't play it, but I did. My brother and I did the pacifist route together. So where you don't kill anybody. Yeah, I mean it became such a big thing that if you're on the internet at all, I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard of Undertale. But man, I don't know. If I was gonna make a video game, didn't the creator make Deltarune? Yes. Undertale was the first one. Deltarune's the one. I haven't actually watched any of the Deltarune stuff. I kind of want to. I really should. I don't know anything about it, to be honest. Except that it's made by the same person that did Undertale. I mean, they are, I think, anagrams of each of the names are anagrams. If I'm looking correctly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about Deltarune. Just know the name. That's fair. Alright, I think I have everything except for the tray. Let me move this over here so it's more out of my way here. And we're going to start putting It's so funny. Please play it. Should we try playing that on? Is it also? Oh man, I don't know if I could. I'm not very good at video games. But I mean, do we want to try playing it on stream? Should I get it and we try playing it on stream sometime? Like, I don't know anything about it at all. So, you know, everything would be a surprise to me. But I've been talking about turning, you know, Saturday into a game day anyways. Although, you know, I was mostly thinking Minecraft, but, you know, I'd be down for trying some other things too. Use it as an excuse to actually, like, oh yeah, you could stream it too, that's true. I don't know how badly, oh, it's free? I didn't realize it was free. That's cool. Just a second, I'm trying to match everything up. Add a little bit of purple to the lids here. Hopefully, you're gonna go cook. Alright, have fun. We're almost done here anyways. We're almost done. We're just, we're gonna get these lids on and then I'll get them into the pressure pot. So, it should be good. Bye! Have fun eating food. Okay, let's see here. Let's start getting things kind of arranged. I'm curious. It's in its demo stages, the first 2 chapters. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew that it was, like, not complete yet. But I'd seen that, like, it was a thing. Alright, well, so last thing to do. I'm going to spread some dirt out. And I think we can do this later too. Let's add some more resin to our dirt here, because let's be real here, it's kind of lumpy at the moment. Is it also, I don't know what the game mechanics are like though. Like, does it also have like bullet hell fighting mechanics? Or is it completely different than Undertale in like how it's played? Because I would probably die so much if I have to do that sort of stuff. Okay, I'm going to start scooping this out. I'm going to start spreading this. Oh, this looks so appetizing. That's sarcasm, by the way. But it's so brown and gloopy. Maybe I should have done this off stream. I'm going to try and kind of flatten things out though. I'm going to try and flatten things out though. Very Undertale format. Oh, okay. I don't know, I guess we could see how it goes. I'm just not very good at video games. I feel like that's really what it comes down to. I'm not good at video games. Which maybe would be Undertale is a bit more JRPG. Okay. To be fair, it might be entertaining if I'm absolutely terrible at it. You know, maybe that'd be better, but I think we're going to end up adding another layer of dirt. But let's at least get this kind of spread out so we can kind of flatten things out. That's kind of the goal here. I'm going to try and flatten things out a bit so that we can add another layer and it'll be much easier to do. Alright. I think I'm just going to flatten this out with my finger because I think that's going to, I don't know. Let's see if we can kind of spread this a bit. It's very thick because there's a lot of the coffee grounds and stuff in there. This might be easier to do with my finger. We're gonna try it. Let's try. I'm gonna try and spread this out a bit. Yeah, I think that's easier. So I'll try and flatten this out a bit, and I think that'll make it easier to put the last layer on, and also this will kind of work as kind of a background, at least for some of these clear sections. So let's try and get this kind of flattened out. Yeah, this is not the prettiest resin. I think it'll look really nice as a kind of a good background for our grass, though. And I do think it's doing a good job of kind of making things more even. So it's a little bit more flat. Alright, brown. So I think we'll call that good for that. I want to make sure things lie flat. So there's a big chunk here. I want it a little bit more towards the middle where there's a little bit more room and we can kind of push it down a little bit. Alright. Oh, I didn't actually do the sphere. That's okay. We will do that. We'll do that with our next layer because we're going to need another layer anyways. Alright. Alright, so there's that out of the way. Let me get rid of that. And then I think that is goopy. It's brown and goopy. Not the most, you know, the nicest. Alright, we've got a little bit of resin left. Let's pour that into, got this mold here. We'll pour this, actually we'll put the purple in here, I think. Just make a few, like, just spare dice. Do I have enough purple on all of my dice? Yes, there's also a cat hair right here. Get out of there. No free cat hair for whoever gets these dice. Let's see how long. Yeah, see, so this is going to be about a 2-hour stream. That'll be nice. Slightly shorter maybe than they have been recently, but still got a little bit of a headache. So, all right, 10, and let's see here. I'm gonna do a random D10 here with, I think, the leftover resin from the blue and the black and the my stomach is growling. I think I better get something to eat after this. And I'm just gonna scrape this in here. I'm not as worried about this having cool, nice lines in between everything. Just kind of trying to use up the extra resin here. There's a hair. It's one of my hairs that's attached to my glove. And let's see if we can finish this off. I should start making some more keycaps, actually. I actually had my first keycap sale the other day. I should make some more interesting ones. I actually planned some out and like do it with cool like, I don't know, do it with like gears or like different sort of themed ones. I feel like that's what people are more interested in, and which is fun, to be fair. Oh, I forgot to do this. I knew I was forgetting something. I have my clear here with some white shimmer. And I'm going to add some white alcohol ink as well. I should have done these earlier, darn it. Where's my white alcohol ink? Oh, it's right here. And a drop of white alcohol ink to make it a little bit more opaque. So we want shimmery and white. And so I'm going to try and do kind of like just a thin layer on the bottom base of this D20. I'm going to hopefully have enough for both of these. I don't need a lot. I just want kind of enough as kind of a base. I want enough that I can put a Christmas tree and a snowman on it. I'm getting dirt in there. I don't want dirt in there. Or hair. Okay. Yeah, we're getting a little bit closer to the end of the work time, so things are getting a little bit more goopy. That's why this would have been good to do a little bit earlier. Let's go back and add some more to here. Yeah, something. Is that this one? All right. Trying to get, you know, roughly an even amount of both of these, and trying to get a good amount, which is all just estimating. All right, I think that's pretty good. I think that'll be enough space to work with. So there we go. There's those. Goop. And then I'm gonna put the last little bit of white into this D10 as well. I think we can finish it off with a little bit of white. I think that'll be interesting enough. Might still not be quite enough resin. Let me set these off to the side. Oh, all right. I'm assuming you gotta head out. Have fun. Almost at least. Congrats to the folks that are getting married. Hope they have a good wedding. See, I did it again. I said wedding instead of wedding. This is what I'm saying. I don't know what sort of accent I have. What is a Pacific Northwest accent? I don't know. You're almost at 15,000 channel points. You know what that means? It means you're gonna get a 10% off coupon at some point. Or are you going to save up and get a bonus stream? That's also an option on there. Or I don't know, what are the options here? Which one is? I have one that is a little bit. Is it this one? I don't think that's the one. One of them. The coupons are your go-to. I mean, that's fair. That's one of the few, like, actually useful things that I have, I feel like, with channel points. It fuels the gremlin. To be fair, that is actually, yeah. I don't know. I'd love to have more, like, useful channel point things, if that makes sense. I don't know, like, things that people actually would want to unlock. So I'm looking for ideas. There we go. I'll message you after the stream with a coupon code. almost done, so that'll be in a minute. Let's get the last little bit of clear that there is. Throw that in here. Alright, cool. Alright, let's get all of our lids on, and I think we're set to go. Let's put everything down one last time, and let's get our lids on. Alright. So we've got our purple and green ones. Kind of excited to see how these turn out. I'm hoping that they don't end up with air bubbles like the last set that I did. It is a concern because of that iridescent sheet in there as a prime spot for air to get trapped. But let's get our lids on, and we can hope. So we're gonna get these on, and then I'll probably call it. That's the plan anyway. But if you want to see how they turn out, I will most likely post photos of these on the Discord tomorrow, once I get them out of the pressure pot. Alright. Oh, thank you, Jen. Yeah, I'm definitely hungry now. I'm definitely gonna go get some food after this. I think that sounds like a good plan. And like I said, there's leftover mac and cheese in the fridge, so you know, I'm excited for that. Okay, you're hungry too? Can you eat anything before you actually head out? Sounds like you're headed out soon, so grab a snack. I guess probably if you're going to a wedding, there'll be food at the reception if there is one. So there's that to look forward to. You cannot. No! Perish! I perish! No! Never to be seen again. Sorry, yeah. It would be fun to do a stream in which I just do a weird voice for the whole time and I don't mention it. I'm just suddenly imagining that. I don't know why I would do that. I probably wouldn't do that knowing me. Like, I don't know, maybe I would. Would just ooh, voice stream. I watched a VOD lately where someone did that. They were streaming with a friend and they just started using the ooh voice and their friend was like dying. So they basically did it the whole stream. It was very funny. Man, I wonder if I could keep that up, though. I don't know. Oh, man, I wish I had less shame. Sounds weird. I feel like I was much more open to doing weird things when I was younger. And just didn't care what people thought. I care too much what people think now. It's a real issue. I need to just not care what people think. Stack those up. Same! Alright, so yeah, I'm not the only one. I met up with this was a while back, but I met up with an old, I wish I had less shame as a mood. Oh man, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Glad I'm not the only one. I mean, actually, I'm not glad that I'm not the only one, because that means that other people are also commiserating, which is maybe not what I need, but I don't need people being unhappy. Okay, so I have these here. I want to maybe spread these out so I can start putting some of these in here in a way that they are wedged and upright. So let's see if we can get that. That is maybe one of the few things that I think would hold me back also from doing voiceover. Because if you're going to do voiceover, you need to have no shame. Which sounds weird, but like, just acting in general is such an awkward thing. Maybe that's what it is. I haven't done enough acting recently. But like, and I've talked about this before too, like, acting is such an awkward thing to do. Because if you take like anything, like if you ever like go and look, if you ever watch a movie and think about it, not from like a story perspective or character perspective, but from like an acting perspective, you're just like, oh, okay, you know, you're thinking about it, oh, they're doing this out of context, and out of context, this is just weird. Like, you know, it's strange to be walking and talking like this, doing it like 50 times, like if you're, you know, looking at a movie or something. Do it 50 times in a row, the exact same thing. Like, it's just weird. There's plenty of like characters that are just, you know, super awkward, or like, to be fair, there's some characters where I just get secondhand embarrassment so much. I'm just like, oh, no, why? Okay, these can go with that, I think. Alright, I think I just have a little bit of green here. Put this green in here as well. But at the same time, it's a lot of fun. You know, that's the other side of the coin, is it's really fun to be weird. And that's one of the reasons I enjoy hanging out with actors and other artists. Just because, like, they know how to be weird. And they're like, they're people that are unashamed to be weird. And those are the people that are honestly fun to hang out with. So, you know, it's kind of funny because it's like, on the one hand, I'm just like, man, I can't be weird. I'll be weird to hang out with. But on the other hand, like, the people that I think are the most fun to hang out with are the ones that have their own, like, distinct style and energy about them. It's kind of a funny, like, you know, in my brain, I'm just like, yeah, so obviously I am wrong. But at the same time, I cannot be weird. Or else. I don't know what the or else is. Anyways, so it looks like we've got all of the lids on. So I'm going to go put these into the pressure pot. I will be streaming again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll be back on Saturday at noon Pacific Standard Time again. So if you want to come hang out, that's when you can find me. If you want to see how these turn out, come hang out in the Discord and I will post some photos tomorrow. Otherwise, I will hopefully see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Have fun at the wedding.